without seeing anything, it's a little difficult, and I love challenges. We often say the stars are aligning. Na? Whenever I face any kind of struggle, I think, is this my potential? Is this where I stop? I was just manifesting some percentage, particular percentage, and coincidentally, I got that percent in exams. I'm also interested in direction, so I try to write some new scripts and all. But in future, I definitely want to do some other roles also. That's why I did Mirzapur, because थोड़ा सा different role था. I'm always grateful कि I cleared my first audition in first try only. I think it was meant to be like this. They always say where there is a will, there is a way, na? So if that's clear, I would manifest it in many ways with my hard work, with my passion. I guess early exposure तो it's always better, because कुछ चीजें होती हैं जो starting से होती हैं, तो it's easier to develop passion for the same thing in future also.
You being known as Little Salman Khan, me being known as Choti Bharti. What is one message that you'd want to give to the young generation, the young dreamers who want to create their own destiny? One thing acting taught you in real life. Give me one ninja technique for manifestation.
Hi, I'm Kaavya Ramani, a Bollywood actress, best-selling author, and a success mentor based in New York. Manifest WishCraft Conversations is a podcast series on manifestation where I explore the true meaning of success through conversations with inspiring people from around the world. This podcast is also available on Spotify. If this resonates with you, please subscribe, like, and share this episode with 3 more people. It might change their life and yours too. To learn more and be a part of this growing global movement, please search Manifest with Kaavya Ramani. This is my website. Enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to Manifest WishCraft Conversations. And today's guest is not just an entertainer, but someone who has been a part of my journey since childhood. My friend and a true powerhouse of talent, Divyansh Dwivedi. You might know him from his incredible performances in School of Lies, Mirzapur, Pulu, and the film Tikaram. He is famously loved as India's little Salman Khan and started his inspiring journey from India's Best Dramebaz season 2. Divyansh and I go way back. We were together in Choti Miyan Dhakad. We also shared the stage as Babies in Black in Entertainment Ki Raat. He's not just an actor, he is an entertainer, a performer in training, and a beautiful example of how dreams manifest in childhood when belief is pure. And today I am so excited to welcome not just a talented star, but a very nice friend. Divyansh Dwivedi, welcome to my podcast. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Kavya, for inviting. Yeah, I just remembered Babies in Black. That was a very good time, I remember.
Yeah.
And
So,
we
how is
stood
everything?
in the suit, in black suit.
Yeah, we were already in black and, you know,
Yeah.
setting fire on stage. I remember the suitcase we had. Remember?
Yeah, the magic suitcase.
Magic suitcase. Every time something new used to come out of it. Sometimes there's a mala, sometimes something weird or the other thing is gonna come out of
Spoon
there.
was joke, I remember.
Yeah,
That was pretty
yeah.
also.
That was some good times, and
Sure,
you
sure.
know, that was a time when we were all learning. I mean, you were already a polished actor or at the time, but we were always, you know, ready to learn, and we were learning from what we were doing at the time. And can you tell us a little bit about how you got into acting? What got you, you know, determined to come into this field? Not only acting, but as a comedian, as a person who loves spontaneity and who's like super impromptu. How do you think you got into this field?
So I've always loved cinema. I've watched a lot of movies since childhood, and I got this from my mother actually. Every 3 or 4 weeks, I would go with my family theaters, and like from Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, सारे actors की हम movies देखते थे, and I just loved cinema. And I also watched a lot of cartoons. So I used to mimic the cartoons or the movies. Sometimes I would just wear the same costume, like sometimes a police costume or whatsoever. So that's how I developed my love for acting. And after that, we discovered what's mimicry and all. And I gave many auditions. And when I was selected, I started learning more about acting. That's how I got into acting.
What was your first project?
My first project was a reality show in on ZTV. It was India's Best Dramebaz. It was,
Oh, okay.
and but I was famous for comedy there. That's how I started my comedy journey from many shows and entertainment ki raat with you also.
Yeah, definitely. We have literally, like, after you started your journey and after I started my journey, I guess we started at the same time. I'm not sure
Yeah,
when, but we started at the
that was
same time.
my show with you, Chote Mia Dhakar. That was my second
Yes,
reality. So
yes, that was your second, and that was, I guess, I was already doing these drama and daily soap serials already, and then I came into the comedy field. So technically, we kind of started together, but I mean, we have grown up literally together with, comedy. You being known as Little Salman Khan, me being known as Choti Bharti,
pretty
we
bad.
doing comedy together, Babies in Black. Do you think these early performances, these early, shows that we did, the early acting parts that we did, were they meant to happen? Do you think that they were the ones that शुड हैव बीन हैपेंड, मतलब वो एक टाइम था जो होना ही चाहिए था जिसकी वजह से हम जहाँ पे हैं वहाँ पे हैं?
I guess early exposure तो it's always better because कुछ चीजें होती हैं जो starting से होती हैं तो it's easier to develop passion for the same thing in future also. And जैसा मैंने कहा, I loved cinema, I loved watching movies, and even today I watch a movie in a week or so. Always we go to theater, so maybe it was destined to be like this. My love for the movies, or even just for general art, my love for performances also. So I think it was meant to be like this. And even in the future,
Definitely.
to pursue the same thing.
Coming to the hook question now, do you think when you look back to your journey right now, and you obviously right now you do know about manifestation, right? So do you think there were any points in your life that happened because you manifested them, knowingly or unknowingly? Do you think any moment, and what was that moment? Can you tell us?
Like you said, knowingly or unknowingly, I never knowingly manifested many things because I didn't actually know much about manifestation until
Yeah.
like few years back. I was just let's talk about my academic things. I was just manifesting some percentage, particular percentage, and coincidentally, I got that percent in exams. So I just exact that.
Wow.
So my mother said कि if I had manifested more, if I said more percentage, I would have gotten more. तो I realized there are some energies obviously कि आप कुछ अगर चाहते हो आप वो achieve कर पाते हो, and it's not only about your hard work, it's also about your intent. If the intent is good, then you surely achieve your belief dreams.
Definitely. Before you learned about manifestation, as you said, you learned a few years back. And before you learned about manifestation, what were some things you naturally did, like your thoughts or your actions or your emotions? Some things that you did that now you notice them, that they were the ones that led to something that you wanted.
Well, I've always wanted to meet many celebrities, and whenever I used to read the script, I would say कि I hope I meet him someday or her someday. And mostly अगले next episodes में हम उनसे मिलते थे. Like
हाँ.
just watching women cricket one day, and next episode में जब cricketer आ गए थे, if you remember, मिथाली राज.
Yes.
So it maybe it was manifestation only because I just watched few cricket matches and next day मैं उनसे मिल पाया.
So I feel, from what you are telling me right now and what I remember, is that the universe was so strong and so powerful and so connected to us and to you. I wish we could do this, not even asking anything to the universe. And still, the universe did it at a snap of a finger. And that's how beautiful manifestation is. And I feel it has been with us from the very start. But I always mention in my episodes that manifestation is an alignment of thoughts, emotions, and actions which all come together, and only then we can achieve what we want. Obviously, there's hard work there, there's struggle there, but there's also this sense of connection to universe? Are you the person who is spiritually connected to God or universe? Are you some kind of that person?
My mother has always been spiritual. So, in the same way, I always used to pray. Before the show, I used to just wake up early, do a little prayer or something. Not just
Wow.
going to temple or somewhere, doing it within myself, or just remembering God and thanking Him after the show कि जो हुआ बहुत अच्छा हुआ. Sometimes I made many mistakes. I forgot the script on the stage and या फिर कुछ ऐसा बोला जो अच्छा performance नहीं किया. Even then I used to thank God कि आपने जो मुझे opportunities दी है and they were all good. And we often say the stars are aligning ना कि जब भी
Yes,
and there are some signs कि stars are aligning. What I think is stars are always aligned because everything that happens for a reason, and struggles are
definitely.
important to sharpen your skills.
Yes, definitely. I also think so because, as you said, you mentioned gratitude. You mentioned that you always thanked God, even though your performance was a little offbeat, but you still thanked God. And obviously, when you rocked on stage, you still thanked God. Obviously, that's a very obvious thing to do. But you always stayed connected to God. What did you do? What was your mindset when those setbacks or when those tough times, I can say, came, or did they not came come to you?
I'm grateful that I've not struggled very much in life because it's maybe because of my mindset, but I'm always glad that I've always gotten good mentors, good friends, and obviously good parents. But even my cousins, my brothers, sisters, they've always helped me to grow further. And I'll be forever grateful कि जो भी मुझे मिला है, especially जो teachers I've got in life, they've always helped me. So I've not really faced any struggle.
Wow, this is the most uh, prettiest and strongest example of staying positive and staying very strong. That is the thing that helps you stay stronger in life, because I feel that the vibrations and the frequency that you emit from yourself during your even during your early ages, when you start producing these frequencies of success and of belief in your own self, you start attracting such people in your life. And you mentioned that you had a lot of people who have been supportive to you. Would you like to tell us, do you think that certain people in life have to come to you in order to make you feel grounded, in order to make you feel blessed and strong enough to do something in your life? Have you met, and how many, and to what extent do you feel that people come to you and that is the best thing that happened to you?
Maybe the reason I've not faced many struggle is this only because of the people I've had. The good people, they never made me realize that this was a struggling time. I always treat it as a learning time, not as a wall which would not let me go through, but as a challenge जो मुझे और grow करने में help करते. So I guess there are certain people, कुछ बुरे भी कुछ अच्छे भी, which are only there to teach you a certain lesson, and that's more important to grow in life. And rather than just sticking to the incident, we should more we should more focus on the lessons they teach us, and not just about the bad things or the good things. Maybe moving further is more important than that.
Definitely, well said, beautifully said. Because one of the parts of manifestation, what I always tell people is that moving forward and not sticking to these bad moments in life is not what you have to do. What you have to do is learn from these mistakes, learn from these incidents, and feel gratitude for what you already have, and feel gratitude that you met this person, and thank you God for letting me meet this person and letting me know that how good of a person I am. And I guess that is the most beautiful thing I've heard. And when you look at the characters that you have in your whole journey, from like fun roles to like a little bit of serious roles, and Do you feel that the universe chose certain roles for you and for us to grow? And what have your roles taught you? Like, if you suppose you're playing some kind of role, and what did the journey teach you?
It's maybe because I have a connection with comedy, or comedy has a connection with me, but I've gotten more roles in comedy genre and the funny characters. So it may be because of my mindset, because I'm not someone who would take worry or who would be anxietyful about things.
I know. Always, you have never taken stress. You have never felt tense in your life. I know.
I
I
always
mean, we have not met for a long time now, but before when we used to do work together, I know you were never ever serious, or I mean, not serious, but you were never
no, actually that I would
tense.
always keep laughing on my own self, on my script or whatever they wrote. Because
Exactly.
I think I always thought that doing it the way you wanted may like it helps you achieve further, and वो और अच्छे
Huh.
produce कर पाता है if you do it your way and not just sticking to someone else's path.
सही बात है. And even on set, I feel like the most jolly and most, fun nature was yours. And
Thank
you were always like, making jokes even offset. And like whenever I used to like read my script, and I was like, oh my god, this line, that line, you were like, chill, bro. It was that way. So like you changed the whole vibe of the whole set. I know that. How do you how do you feel about being in this comedy genre? Did you always wanted to do this?
I don't know if I wanted to do this, but I've always loved comedy shows, comedy movies, and specifically the comedy characters, because nowadays a single actor has to play every role. But earlier in movies, there was a different, particularly in Bollywood movies, there was a different actor for comedy roles, different actor for serious, and for action, another actor. And I've always loved those comedy actors, and that's why maybe I like this role more. But in future I definitely want to do some other roles also. That's why I did Mirzapur, because थोड़ा सा different role था, and series में like little serious character, and movies
Yeah.
I always wanted कि एक serious character, and specifically I want to play role in some horror movie because I've always been scared of horror movies. It was the only genre जहाँ पे जो मैं देखता नहीं था, and अकेले तो कभी नहीं देखता था. I want to
So
some horror role.
wait. I want to know more about this. You don't watch horror movies because you're scared of them, but you want to be a part of them.
So let me tell you a little back.
Sure,
I
sure.
teddy bears and all soft toys. So I was always scared of Annabelle. I never watched it in my life until recently,
Okay.
the movie. And what helped me to grow out of it was I was just thinking, and these are actors only, they are acting, there's no ghost. So that's why I want to do this, to see how we have to act, because obviously it's not real, they're not making you see a real ghost. And बिना कुछ देखे कैसे आप एक्टिंग करोगे. That's why I also like fantasy movies like Jurassic Park and all, to act
हाँ.
without seeing something, because आप किसी को देख के act कर सकते हो, but without seeing anything it's a little difficult, and I love challenges. That's
You do. Definitely. Facing challenges and overcoming challenges is always a very adventurous path that you
why.
choose to take, and which is very commendable. And the fact that you want to do something that is out of the box, you want to also experience something that is challenging, because it is not something everybody can do, but you want to try doing it because you think that you can do it and you should do it, because it is something that is totally different. And I hope you get a horror movie. And I have never watched any kind of horror movies, but if you do one, I will definitely watch it, because I will then have a mindset that okay, this is Divyansh. He's not some
Yeah,
horror character.
video call you after that and I'll try to skip.
Sure, sure. We can do that. Okay, so coming back to the questions that I had for you, one of the questions is that sometimes there are some kind of pressure that you might have,
Hmm.
like I mean, you started in a very young age, and you have been doing continuously. You have never stopped. You continuously did stuff. You did comedy shows, and you did everything you could, and you wanted to do it. You were doing it willingly. But were there times when you faced pressure? Maybe it's peer pressure, or any kind of pressure on set to like learn lines or something. How did you like? What was your mindset during those times of pressure?
There was one day I was just performing with Balraj Bhaiya from our show, and I was just doing the act, and suddenly I forgot my lines. And that was the first time I realized that I never really learned the script. I just used to read it and understand it. I just used to practice it with my co-actors, and वो अपने आप याद हो जाता था. But there was a time कि जब मैं script भूल गया था, and like whispered in his ears कि भैया मैं भूल गया, I don't remember anything. So he did, and we did some little gag or something like that, and I exited the stage. That was the first time I like literally cried at that time, because मेरे को लगा कि I was not able to touch my potential. So that was the point कि अब मैं whenever I face any kind of struggle, I I think, is this my potential? Is this where I stop, or can I go further? If I can go any further, I don't stop. And to go further, I don't feel any kind of pressure on myself. I just feel I can do it. It's easy. I was meant to do that. And when I think I was meant to do that, so that will automatically happen.
It was
That
inevitable. Yes, definitely. And I like the fact that you always have been practical in life, because you think you can do it, and the only belief you had was that I am meant to do this, and I have to do this, and I can do this. Why not? And you mentioned the fact that you always wanted to reach the potential that you were able to reach, and you never ever had this down phase of not reaching to your potential. And the fact that you were anxious because of the fact that you could not reach your potential is very, very beautiful, because always for an actor it is always a duty and very, very much of a passion for them to reach their potential and do their best no matter what, even if the person in front of you does not know what your potential is. For them, anything you do would be the best. But for you yourself know that your potential is this. Okay, my potential is 110, and I have to reach that goal no matter what. And that is super, super, super good trait of a person who wants to achieve success and has achieved success. And I know that you're in 12th grade, right?
yes, right now.
Yes, you're in 12th grade. What are you studying right now? I'm kind of curious, because I'm in 10th grade right now, but I have to choose a certain path. Despite the fact that I want to become an actor, I have to choose some kind of study that I want to do except for acting. What are you learning? What are you studying right now?
Like you said, I think if you say I'm practical, I love these practical subjects only. All the related to humanities, history, civics, political science, and other subjects.
Wow.
Right now, I'm studying that only, and moreover, I'm trying to enhance my skills. Day by day, I'm trying to learn new things, because I have always loved music also, and adventures in life. So I do a lot of sports and like singing, dancing. I just try to enjoy myself and explore new ways, whatever there is. If I may be bad in that, because I'm not good in singing, but I still love to sing. Out of the bathroom also, I'm not just but I love to sing. Others may not love to hear that, but I love to sing also. And it's like I always try to do something new, opening new doors, and that's what I'm exploring right now.
Do you ever think, what will people think? Is there any kind of, ever in your life, कभी भी एक बार भी ऐसा थॉट आया हो कि लोग क्या कहेंगे? And then how did you know what was your thinking process over that time?
I do think what will people might think about me. I guess it's the practical thing to do, but there's one backside, because I always think about that after I did the stuff. Then there's no worry, because
That is the exact same thing that I always do. My mom always tells me about this. You have to think before you do something, but I always think after I do it.
Then there's no worry, no, because others will
You
think.
never have to worry about it. True. And that is the only thing I'm ever carefree about. I never think what people will think because I don't even think before I do anything. I only think after I do it. And then what is the point of thinking after I do it? Because I already did it. What to think about it then?
Yeah,
That is the most funny and most, you know, easy thing to do. You don't have to think anything.
just do it first and think later.
Think later.
Hmm.
And then when you have to think later, you don't have to think because you already did it. What's the point to think about it?
Let us just think what they think because they might not have anything else to do.
Exactly. All right. When we're talking about thinking what people will say, have you do you think now when you look back at your journey, do you think you have went with the flow, or have you really planned, इस path पे ये करूंगा फिर वो करूंगा? Have you ever thought like that, or did you just go with the flow?
Maybe I thought about it later in life, but not at the point because my first audition, I was grateful. I'm always grateful कि I cleared my first audition in first try only. And I think अगर मैंने नहीं किया होता तो I might not have tried that much again because तब ऐसा time था I had not really discovered my love. Now that
Yeah,
I think back, I always loved cinema and movies. I say that today, but not at that time because tab itna I was young, so I hadn't explored anything. So I think going with the flow was more of my way. I just did what I did, and like I said, I never thought कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे because I did and thought later about it. Na, so I was more
yeah.
who would go with the flow, say whatever comes to their mind, and like that.
I always think the same way because I and maybe you do this maybe because you believe in the fact that God will lead you wherever you should be going, and you were meant to be somewhere and you have reached there, and you didn't have to think much about it because you knew that universe and God and whoever you believe in have always been with you, and they have pushed you and made you stand where you are today. Every actor has like a phase where they learn and they think that, oh, I did not know anything about it. Now that I know about it, I will do better in my life. This is kind of a personal question now. What was anything about comedy or anything about spontaneity that you learned later in life, or maybe you learned when you were younger and you realized that, oh, I have to do this in my life, and now from now on I will implement this in my life too?
There are like it happens almost every day. Whenever I watch some of my old videos, I always think I could have done better. I could have done this or that. And
हाँ.
is कि नहीं जो आप पहले कर रहे थे that was good because I was young and the cuteness and everything it was better कि उस टाइम पे वही जच रहा था. But now that I think कि I always think कि I could have done better. तो really I try to do better things कि किस में अपनी skills कैसे improve कर सकें. And now I really think कि apart from comedy I need to do some more roles, different kind of roles, and I'm also interested in direction, so I try to write some new scripts and all, and I've just shot a short film also वो अभी editing में है. I
Ooh,
might try to release it on YouTube or Insta.
interesting. Tell us more about that now. Okay, leave everything else aside. Because I'm also, honestly, I'm really interested, and I am also writing something. And I believe that an actor can do anything.
Hmm.
The person who is creative can do literally anything. They can sing, dance, act,
True.
write, whatever they want to do, they can do. And being a person who has written two books and I want to write a third one, I'm writing something for cinema right now. I want to know what you are doing about the short film now.
It's a horror short film. I just wrote it myself and with my friends actually, and I shot it with
Okay.
younger children. And like I said, मेरे को थोड़ा डर लगता था. And काफी late I started to sleep alone. पहले I used to sleep with my mother, father only. So that's why I tried to make a horror short film. It's a good. I'll try to make other short films also, and then I'll step into feature films in future. Let's hope. But I
Definitely, definitely.
yeah, so that's why I love direction and going that way also. Na?
So are you some kind of person who's like always curious about everything?
You can say that always. Maybe God made me like this because He wants me to explore other things. That's why things happen to me. I never really planned ki I want to go in this show, I want to do this, I want to do this kind of role. I just it was maybe determined for me, but I always got calls from the production house. I never really reached them myself. So they called me, I used to give auditions, and then I got selected. Maybe it was meant to happen like this only. And if I think look back, I think कि ये अच्छा कर सकता था मैं वो मे बी ऐसा चांस मिला होता तो I would have done better. But I guess वो सारा एक path of life था and it was meant to be. It was meant to make me stand where I am today.
Definitely. And you said something about meant to be. You said that, you are always meant to be somewhere and you be there whenever the time comes. Do you think always, I mean, हर बार ऐसा होता है कि uh, you are meant to be and you have to do that and you are destined for that? Or is there sometimes some kind of opportunities or some kind of times where you can create your own destiny also? What are your thoughts on this?
I just read a short story some other day on Insta or some other social media. A girl was asking God, कि if everything is already planned, why should I try something new? Then God said, maybe on the diary where I've written your story, there's a page which says whatever she thinks. So, like, it's important to have your own thinking too and not just leave everything to the flow. Going with the flow is important, but there's another philosophy which says only dead fishes go with the flow. So, it's important to break the current and go in the opposite direction also sometimes so that you explore the side which you didn't know you have.
Wow. That was this. Whoa. That was something you said that is like super intellectual. I mean, I guess today we are getting to know this new side of Divyansh, who is super, who wants to like know everything and who knows everything, and he's like super intellectual and he talks differently. Nobody would have ever seen Divyansh talk like this. I have never seen Divyansh talk like this.
Do you remember what Nilesh sir used to call me? He used to call me Battis 32, right? He was
Yes,
I look like a 32-year-old man. I never really
yes,
liked it, but it was like I guess it's practical because I was little mature from starting only.
huh,
And
huh.
practical is not always beneficial, I would say. There were instances like my teacher would used to scold me in class and मेरा और मेरे को दोस्त को डांट रहे हैं. He used to cry and I used to just sit like this and they said तुम बाहर निकल जाओ जो रो रहा है उसको बैठा दिया.
Okay.
Also has
So
a bad side.
yeah. So मतलब जो अब मैं जान रही हूँ दिव्यांश के बारे में, वो
Mhm.
थोड़ा सा मैं बता देती हूँ कि you are a phenomenal actor, you
And
are a phenomenal comedian, you are very spontaneous, you can think quickly, you do quickly without thinking always, but you do everything that you want to do, and you don't always go with the flow because you think sometimes you do have to do things that are necessary that you need to do, but you believe in God and you do think that going with the flow is one of the most precious and beneficial things you should do. So I have loved your journey, and I have looked you up on Instagram, and I've looked at all the things you do, and one or two of the posts and reels that I've watched recently was one where was one where you did Tauba Tauba.
that's a most popular reel and I never
What?
realized I just thought it looked
I
funny.
literally I laughed for over 15 minutes after I watched it. और जब भी वो याद हो आता है मुझे, I have at least laughed for 2 or 3 minutes. Can you tell us वो आइडिया कैसे आया? Because I want to know.
Like I said, I love dance also, but I was not very good at it. So I was just trying to learn new steps. And when I thought I like cracked it, I could do it. I had another idea. Let's do it with the powder because I was not able to do that step exactly. Na,
Huh.
I just did it and recorded. It looked funny to me, so I posted. And I didn't actually think about it कि ये इतनी popular हो जाएगी. And there are younger children in my school who say, भाई आप तो तौबा तौबा वाले बच्चे हो. It also takes me a minute to तौबा तौबा what? Then I realized कि अच्छा मेरी reel जो थी.
हाँ, ये बहुत बार होता है। कई लोग आपको जानते हैं, मतलब कई कई लोगों को पता है कि आप कौन हो, एंड दे से हाय एज इफ दे नो यू, एंड दे डोंट रियलाइज कि हम उनको नहीं जानते हैं। वो कहते हैं हाय, हाउ आर यू, व्हाट्स अप, व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन, एंड वी हैव टू एक्ट एज इफ वी नो देम बिकॉज़ वी कांट ब्रेक देयर हार्ट्स। वी हैव टू बी लाइक, "ओह हाय, हाउ आर यू?" That
It
happened. Has that happened to you?
in schools also. Like
Definitely.
come to me and like mostly younger children or because जो class के हैं they already know me and
Hmm.
1 2 year younger also know me but जो छोटे छोटे बच्चे they come like hello भैया how are you and I also say hi my friends ask me do you know him I said no I don't know him but
पर वही होता है ना कि मतलब
it feels good to interact with younger children because they have I think they have more idea about good personalities and all. They have a clear
yes,
children clear distinction between what is good and what is bad. So they only go towards good things in younger ages.
yes, they have this you know, I can say a sensor that can like identify good
Fighting
vibes and bad vibes. And definitely even here when I perform everywhere in all the New York I can say events and all that, and whenever I go after some time for another event just to visit, I sometimes only go for visit because I don't always, you know, go and perform everywhere. I like to chill also. Sometimes there are children who come and ask me, who would come and tell me, oh, you are that Didi, who you are. And sometimes I perform as an anchor also, so they're like, oh, anchor Didi, anchor Didi. And I'm like, what? And then I have to
I
think for two
not
minutes, and then
your
I'll
name.
be like, okay, yeah, oh yeah.
कई बार ऐसा होता है they don't know your name और वो बस कहते हैं आप मतलब maybe from a performance or a reel or something
Yes,
and that feels better actually that your
yes,
work is being recognized.
definitely, definitely. Another thing, another reel I want to, because I think there is some kind of creativity that you have in yourself, and okay, so this is a reel that I watched of yours. You posted a reel, you posted a post of a ninja technique.
Ninja technique I don't really remember it actually.
Okay, ninja technique was of पढ़ाई से कैसे बचना उसकी ninja technique, and you
That
climbed on a tree.
that
You
I
you
remember.
climbed on a tree and you be like ding ding.
What happened that day? I was going out with my friend and exams were going on. I had no idea what to do. I'm not a very foodie guy who would go out and eat something. So I just tried to do something different. And there was only one friend, so I thought, what should I do? There was a good tree. I climbed it, and we were actually trying to get to and it was very high up. So we were trying to get to a fruit. And my mother called me, कहाँ रह गए बच्चा 3 घंटे हो गए. I said I'm on a tree right now. So she didn't believe me. So I had to click a photo to send her.
And then you realize कि ओ ये फोटो के साथ ये caption जाएगा.
Yeah, because exams चल रहे थे, so it matched with that post.
Okay, so I want to ask you, जब ये ninja technique की बात हो ही रही है, I want to ask you, give me one ninja technique for manifestation. Think about it, it's okay.
Manifestation. Like last year only, I joined a new coaching class, and my teacher said before knowing how, you should know what. It's like you should know what to do, and when you have a clear goal set, you'll you'll always get to the path. You'll always find a path if you are always clear about what you want to do. And they always say, where there is a will, there is a way. Na? So once you
Yes.
know what you want to do in life, what you want to become, and it may not be exactly a career path, it can be your purpose. Like my purpose is to be happy. I can be happy in any ways. So if that's clear, I would manifest it in many ways with my hard work, with my passion. And I guess once it's clear, it's already manifested in some way or the other. The half work
Definitely.
is done.
Yes. Thank you so much for the ninja technique. I will write that down और ये ninja technique मैं हर रोज use करूंगी. Thank you for that. Uh, we have a rapid fire round in my podcast. I always do this at towards the end of the podcast. It's called Fast Five Round. Um, it's nothing much. It's just that I'll ask you five questions and you have to answer in one word or something. And it's nothing much about it's all about what you do. Okay, one habit that changed your life.
I would say music. It's not a habit, but still, music changed my life a lot.
Listening to music changed your life.
Listening to music and even playing music, guitar, and I
Okay,
also,
music changed your life.
yeah, I would say that. And watching movies.
Okay, okay. One actor you dream to work with.
I Amitabh Bachchan.
So sweet.
And I was very
One word.
meeting him on my first show actually. I'll tell that later. After
Sure, I would like to know the story. One word that defines you today.
happy, I guess.
Ah, okay. One thing acting taught you in real life, or comedy taught you in real life.
That everything passes away and you just have to do what you gotta do.
Perfect. Um, one wish you want to manifest this year.
This year's almost over, so is it 2026?
Okay, 20, yes, next year.
2026. I would like to work in a new movie or make some movies myself.
Okay,
Write
I would.
something of myself.
Can you repeat?
I would like to write a script or something by myself.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, I will manifest that for you too. Let's hope for the best and let's wish together that you, I don't know, like work in a movie also and make a movie and you write a movie, whatever you want to do will come true. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Okay, the fast five round ends here, but you were talking about the story.
So yeah, I've always wanted to meet Amitabh Bachchan sir. And I was very young when I first watched his show KBC Kaun Banega Crorepati, and never really watched many of his movies when I was young. But when I was doing my first show and his set was right beside my set, I was always close to meeting him. And then something happened. My own shoot came up and I had to go. And that was the day. And it has been like 10 years. I always wish to meet him one day and work with him.
वाओ डेफिनेटली ये तो मतलब हर एक एक्टर की इच्छा होती है कि वो उनसे मिले और उनके साथ काम करे जो ये मेरी भी एक तमन्ना है कि मैं उनके साथ काम करूं किसी दिन बट डेफिनेटली हो सकता है हम साथ में उनके साथ काम कर रहे हो सकता है हम अलग अलग काम कर रहे हो वी नेवर नो व्हाट हैपेंस यूनिवर्स इज यू नो wishing for the best let's just wish for the best and not
Maybe
ask for a spoon
York work
when
with
the universe is giving us the ocean sorry
maybe I come to New York and work with him with you, right?
yes. Yes, that can happen also. You come to New York, we will go together to Amitabh Bachchan sir and we will work together someday.
Definitely yes.
All right. It was amazing talking to you today. And we have come towards the end of the podcast. But before we wrap up, I have some wrap up questions. Some tips and tricks that you would like to give to our audience. Do you think y- you will practice manifestation after reflecting over your journey in this podcast?
Yeah, surely because now I have explored more about it and I'll always think because I think I what I believe in if you think about something for a longer time, you always find the way to do it or way to achieve it. So I'll definitely manifest about many things. My mother always says ki I should manifest about things. He always looks for way, sending me reels ki this is how you manifest and sending
Aww.
many things, this is how you do it. And I said कि मतलब earlier I used to say कि कैसे करेंगे ये कैसे work करता होगा, but like I said कि few years back when I really got to know about it, now I'll definitely do it.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, what is one message that you'd want to give to the young generation, the young dreamers who want to create their own destiny?
I would say question everything and be passionate. So if you're passionate enough about anything, you'll find your own things, you'll find your own self, you'll find your identity. And by questioning others and not following a definite path is what makes you different. And never follow a particular path, I would say. Go everywhere else. And by
Yes,
nine standards, I had a favorite poem by Robert Frost. So it mainly said ki, that you should take the path that you believe in. It may not be the path that everyone follows, but you should follow the path that nobody goes to, and that might lead to some regrets, or it might lead to something way better than you ever expected.
definitely. Wow. That was some piece of advice that I would also personally like to implement in my own life. Thank you so much for being here today. I loved having a conversation with you. And
Thank you for having me. I guess I'll come to New York and meet you one day soon, and we'll do
sure,
good. We'll shoot a movie or something, maybe with Amitabh Bachchan sir.
yes, you never know what will happen.
We'll make a lot of reels together.
Sure.
Now,
All right. Thank you so much for being here from today's success journey, guys. We have learned that a person who always been very positive in life will always get what they want, even if it's just go with the flow, even if it's just create your own destiny. But it always have to be a mix of everything. Nothing is ever just an extreme of something. It has to be a mix of what you always do. And we have learned a lot from today's success journey. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's podcast because I have personally loved it. Talking to Divyansh after a long time, it's almost like a nostalgia. I can remember the times, and now remember we used to do this छोटे मियाँ में uh, वेदांश के साथ वो एक act था. You were the father of the school, the principal of the school.
yeah, that one. I wear that
Yeah,
white clothes, right?
yeah, the white whole thing, and I was wearing a sari. Vedansh be like, ये क्या है? And you had to tell him that ये नहीं है, वो है.
And there was another act where you played a role of a wrestler, Haryanvi.
हाँ,
That
हाँ,
one of my favorite acts.
खली.
Huh.
I I had to practice how to not talk properly.
You had to.
उसमें
Uh,
I remember नीलेश सर had to like tell me uh, टंग ऊपर टच करके फिर बोलो कैसे वो होता है.
mm,
And
mm.
I had to learn that. And वो पूरा हमने सीखा है. वो पूरा क्या कहते हैं, अलग अलग एक्ट्स जो हमने करे हैं वो हर चीज से हमने कैसे सब करते हैं वो सारा हमने सीखा है.
एक
और
heavy
वो
like a
और
ball
दूसरा वो
ना वो भी different
दूसरा
था.
वो एक्ट था जहाँ पे एक शिप वाला कोई एक्ट था जिसमें यू वर द आई गेस द कैप्टन एंड यू हैड टू स्विच द शिप ऑन विथ लाइक अ रिक्शा, मतलब रिक्शा की तरह से वो करके शिप ऑन करनी थी. यू
Yeah, it
रिमेम्बर?
was very like one of the most iconic act of the show, and your character in that act also was very popular, na?
हाँ, मच्छी वाली बाई. या
Wala.
हाँ, वो वन ऑफ वो मतलब जो यू प्लेड द कैरेक्टर एंड वो जो आपका वो सीन था, पर्टिकुलर सीन ऑफ पुलिंग अप द रिक्शा थिंग ऑन अ शिप एंड मी बीइंग द मच्छी वाली बाई वाज one of the iconic scenes, one of the iconic acts of छोटे मियां धाकर, which I always मुझे जब भी याद आता है I look up and I watch that scene every time I remember.
I remember your accent was back then. Machi by
Yeah.
Marathi accent. That was
हाँ, वो मैंने वहाँ से सीखा था.
हाँ.
उसके बाद से तो मतलब कई बार यहाँ पे मैं लोगों को मिलती हूँ, दे बी लाइक ओ शक्कू भाई, आई एम लाइक व्हाट, बहुत पहले था. और अब लोगों को याद है, सोचो.
काफी चेंज भी हो जाते हैं, but still if someone
वो
recognizes by
थोड़ा सा हाँ.
the character, it feels very good actually.
यस. Definitely बहुत सीखने को मिला आज, and today was very very productive, very inspirational for all the young generation. Thank you for telling us what you feel. Thank you for being here today, and we would love to meet someday. I'm gonna come to India next, I guess, August, and we'll meet. We'll catch up.
Yeah, sure. And thank you for having me. I enjoyed my time here.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for being here.
And all the best to you also. You are doing really great. All the
Thank you
best
so
for your
much.
book also.
But that is all the blessings of all the people, all the audience, and I just hope that I'm able to provide what the audience needs, and that's all I'm doing.
And also send me
Thank you so much.
for other two. I'll read that too.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
definitely. I'll definitely send you the link.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
So, guys, from today's success journey, we have learned that there is no age to dream, even if it's 4 years or even if it's 80 years, 100 years, however old you are, there is no age limit to success. There's no age limit to dreaming. And considering the fact that me and Divyansh almost started our journeys at the same age, like 4 and 5, we have always been the ones to be mature and to manifest what we wanted. And even Divyansh, knowingly, unknowingly, he has manifested what he wanted and he has got it. And now he realizes that manifestation is something that helped him throughout his journey. And now he has started implementing manifestation in real life. And I guess this is the most very strong example for the young generation. Whoever is trying to manifest, who is trying to achieve success in their life, going out of the box, please, please watch my podcast series, implement all these knowledge, because all you need is knowledge and the power to implement it in your life. And that is all you need to start achieving success. And I hope that I am helping you guys in your journey, and stay blessed, stay positive, and stay happy ever. And my book will be out soon. Please watch the whole podcast series. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Stay happy, stay positive, stay blessed.